with my family to tell them what my wishes are upon my death. So we'll go over some forms and what I want done. So, upon my death, I request a traditional funeral service at a local church to be determined, with my body present, with public viewing and burial. Contact the Brunswick Funeral Home to embalm me. I want my head and face to be neatly shaved, mustache will be neatly trimmed. We have already selected a bronze full couch, 48 ounces, with velvet interior casket. You can dress me in a dark navy suit with socks, undergarments, and make sure you polish the shoes. Of course, as an Army retiree, I would like to be buried in the Veteran Cemetery in Glenville, Georgia. We'll talk about the forms that you'll need to request that burial later. So the funeral costs can be paid for with some insurance I took out when I retired from the federal government. So you'll have to contact the Office of Personnel Management. So on the forms, okay, so upon my death, the following forms will be used, of course. Some will be used by the funeral home and some that you will have to fill out to request certain services. But of course, the funeral home will be able to assist you. So the funeral home will have a first call sheet. The first call sheet will have information for like the deceased name, location, next of kin, the doctor, and whether autopsy was requested, whether I was an organ donor. So the funeral home will complete an arrangement sheet to determine service details. And survivors list, and mortuary record, account ledger, master checklist, vital statistics, and biographical information. All will be on the service detail checklist. Since I plan to have a traditional funeral, embalming will be required. So an authorization to embalm will have to be completed also. The funeral home, along with yourself, will complete and review a statement of funeral goods and services that is part of the forms in this packet here, to show you the different charges, such as the professional services for the staff and funeral director and overhead, embalming, vault, casket, opening, closing the grave, set up at the cemetery, removal fees, and so forth. You can run a death notice in the local newspaper. You can either run the death notice or you can just run a full obituary with picture. We can use at least 3 limos, so you'll have to develop an auto list for each family member who's going to ride in which limos. So you can also contact the Fort Stewart Casualty Assistance Office to request honor guard. Since they're 25 miles away and we're familiar with that service, you could just request honor guard through the Casualty Assistance Office, and they'll also assist you with other matters. Most likely, Casualty Assistant will request that you provide them a DD-214, which will verify my eligibility. So the DD-214 will list my service, and different assignments and all administrative information for myself as the veteran. So as earlier stated, I'd like to be buried in the Glenville Veteran Memorial Cemetery, and so you'll request a double vault, since my spouse will most likely be buried there also. We'll do military honors, so you can request a flag from the local post office, the first choice, and from there you can request one through Veteran Administration. Also, I'd like to have a VA headstone marker, and most of the requests through VA or casualty assistance are just dealing with the federal government. They will require a copy of DD 214 to verify my eligibility and what type of discharge I received when I left the military. So, some other things you'll have to consider if you want death certificates. You can request death certificates through the local probate judge, which is, the death certificate is a legal document containing vital statistics, disposition information, and final medical information pertaining to cause of death. You'll also need to notify Social Security Administration concerning my death and determine if there are any survivors who are eligible to draw Social Security. Thank you.